Welcome to the Knox and Name podcast, and thanks for tuning in. In this podcast, we focus on students' immersive experience without really mentioning their employer or their position. You'll get to hear different student stories, and we hope you enjoy the podcast. Hi everyone, welcome to the Knox and Name podcast. My name is MJ and I'm a peer career leader. And for today's guest, we have Ellie. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your major, and what you did this summer?
So my name is Ellie. I'm from Arizona. My major is elementary education, and then I have minors in environmental studies and social service. This summer I went back to Arizona. I did a bunch of hiking, kind of just going around experiencing the state because I love it. And then I did an internship where I was doing like lots of performance stuff. I was helping them kind of do that, and then foresighting, which is basically like looking at the future and how organizations will be impacted by things happening in the future. And I worked with a lot of like senior executive members, so that was like kind of like nerve-wracking, but also like really cool. So yeah.
That sounds cool, Ellie. And how was like that experience for you overall? Were there some things that challenged you, or any projects that you did, and what you got from it?
Things that challenged me were definitely talking to those senior executives. It was like really nerve-wracking, like as an intern who had never been in the organization, to be like talking to a lot of people who were really well known, and yeah, so it was like kind of interesting to like have those meetings with them, but my boss was like really supportive of that, and he like introduced me to a lot of people, so that was really exciting. I really liked the foresight stuff because I feel like it's important to like look into the future to see what's going to impact our organizations, and like it just gives you a whole like worldview, so that was really cool to like experience. And yeah, I guess, yeah.
That's cool. And like, what got you interested in working for a nonprofit organization and like doing what you do? What you did in that?
Definitely classes at Knox kind of definitely impacted my decision to work for a nonprofit. I took a class my freshman year that was nonprofit like based, so we did like a lot of work experiencing nonprofits and like learning about them, so I got really interested in that. And then I decided I wanted to do a minor in social service, so I wanted to kind of see more of like that world. And honestly, my advisors like Todd Height definitely pushed me to be involved in nonprofits. So yeah.
Yeah, why don't we take a seat from here? And so Ellie, how was this like an experience possible for you? What made it possible?
Definitely the funding that I got from Gerstucker, and then also Kelsey Cunningham. She's someone who works in the career office. She definitely helped me because I got the application like 2 days before it was due, so I was kind of freaking out because Todd Height told me about it. He was like, I think this position would be great for you, and I was like, oh, that does like look really cool. And so I sat down with Kelsey and I was like, this is due in like 2 days, but I think we can do it. And she was like, yeah. And so I was like the first time I met her, and she really helped me get like my resume and everything ready. And so she was really awesome. I definitely would not have been able to do it without her. And yeah, so just like the support from people at Knox and the classes really informed how I kind of went about the experience. So yeah.
And you also mentioned that you did get funding from the
I did get funding, yeah.
And so how did that help you with your experience overall, maybe even like with your future career plans?
Yeah, I definitely would not have been able to do the internship without the funding. I ended up having to do remote because moving to DC was going to be a little expensive. So I did it remote back in Arizona, but that allowed me to not worry about, like I could focus all of my attention on the internship instead of having to work like 2 or 3 jobs and be able to afford tuition in the fall here at Knox. So that was really nice. I was able to like just focus on the internship and give my like full attention to it and make good relationships that I will have in the future. So
that's nice. And you also mentioned that you were able to make relationships, have connections, and how do you think that will perhaps help you in your future career plans, or just like in the future in general?
So my future career plans are to like work full time for this nonprofit actually.
Nice.
Like I really love it. So those, I'm gonna really lean hard on those relationships that I made. There were some people who like I really aligned with, like not even just like with the work, but things we like to do outside of work. So I'm really excited to be able to like spend time with them in the future and like just really like lean on that. So
yeah.
It was really awesome that I got the opportunity to work for it.
That's really cool. And lastly, what was, you would say, your favorite part of this whole experience?
My favorite part?
Yeah. Like the most memorable thing that you did?
the most memorable thing, because I was working remote, me and my team, we used to do like Friday coffees. So basically we would just get on Zoom all together and just like talk for an hour about things. And I just really loved that time with them because I didn't get to have that like face-to-face time. So I was really glad that they did that for me. And I got to make really cool relationships with friends that I still to this day like am calling and texting and emailing. So it's been really awesome. So yeah, I think that was my favorite part.
That's cool. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I hope to see you in the next episode. And thank you so much, Ellie, as well, for coming here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.